So, Mr. Jindal, I gather it's been 10 years since you've joined the company now, a
Yes.
decade, which is a lot for, to learn and to grow and to have a vision for the organization. So, what are the key learnings you've had in the last 10 years and what kind of a vision do you have for the organization going forward?
Thank you, Surbhi. Thank you for taking this interview. So absolutely, it was around actually 2015 when I joined the organization, and it was one of the toughest times because we were going through a downturn. The metal industry was going through a downturn at that point. So it was actually one of the, if I can say, best experiences, because if you come when everything is very good, everything is very sorted out, there's not much that you can get your hands dirty, that you can get involved in. But because when I came during a time where, like I said, the company, the industry was going through a very tough time, I was able to really get my hands dirty. I was able to really get into the problems, put my ear to the ground, listen to our customers, listen to our suppliers, listen to our employees as well, that where are the challenges in the company, where can we improve. The company had a lot of inherent strength, it just had to be unlocked.
And what are the inherent strengths of the company? You're, of course, the largest steel producer in the country, and globally, you're amongst the top 10. So, what are the inherent strengths, and what further do you think needs to be done to build the company to become stronger?
So, in terms of our inherent strength and what as a company we've always been known for is our quality. And that is what has been a keen focus from my grandfather's time to my father and even with me, because we have been part of supply chain of various international well-renowned companies like Gillette, like a lot of nuclear power projects we're supplying to. We are part of supplying material to every car manufacturer, industrial engine car or IC engine car, if you say oil and gas engine cars. We're supplying to every car manufacturer. So that can only be possible if you are playing at the highest level of quality. So that has always been an inherent strength. Another thing that we are always trying to do is push the boundaries of more usage of stainless steel in the country. So earlier in the 70s, 80s, 90s, almost 80% of the stainless steel produced used to go into utensil manufacturing. Today that has totally switched. Now only about 30 to 35% goes for utensil manufacturing. 60 to 70% now goes for variety of industries. Process industries like chemical plants, ethanol plants, sugar. Then it can be in railways, in auto, like I already mentioned. Infra is a big play that we are seeing now. So that has been a series of change. Another thing that you asked is that going forward, what we'll be doing, I think we'll continue to work on all these areas like I mentioned, because the industry is growing. Stainless steel is one of the fastest growing metal. As a company now, what is required, because we've put all the building blocks in place in terms of capacity, in terms of quality, in terms of our R&D activities. Now what is still missing in the country is creating more awareness about stainless steel. This material inherently is is corrosion resistant, it is a sustainable material, it follows the circular economy. So now my job as industry leader, the company's job as an industry leader is to create more awareness about stainless steel. And that is one of the activities that now we're pursuing. We've actually coined this term calling Stainless Academy. And the purpose of the Stainless Academy is a two-pronged approach. One is to target students, basically at engineering colleges, architectural colleges, railway colleges, wherever once they pass out of college, they get into different industries, they should be aware of this material. So we're starting with elective colleges, we are doing training courses, we are doing also where we invite the students back to our plant, we teach them how to work with the practical experience with the material. And the second thing that we're doing as part of Stainless Academy is fabricator training. Because another thing that we saw is that fabricators in our country are very well versed to use mild steel or carbon steel welding. But when they come to stainless steel, the welding electrode that is used is different. The technique that they have to use is a little bit different. So again, being the industry leader, we felt that it is our responsibility to educate and teach them. So we've gone for a very big program of training fabricators. It's been running for close to 3 years now, and we've trained almost 35,000 fabricators. This year we have a plan to actually almost triple the size. We're engaging with external parties, we're engaging with other stakeholders to able to increase our size and pie and cover more fabricators, most of the country. And this thing that we're doing, Stainless Academy, is not only for Jindal Stainless. It is for the full industry. It is my pitch to everyone in the stainless industry to please take advantage of this. Because since we are also going to be recruiting from those colleges, my request is that even they go recruit from those colleges, because already we are seeing whoever is coming out of these elective courses, joining our organization, they already have a lead from other people who have not gone through these programs. So these are some things that as an industry and as a company we're going to be focusing more and more going forward, apart from, like I said, our regular activities of more applications of stainless steel, more utilization of stainless steel in all aspects of, let's say, the economy.
So you spoke about how you're looking at, more awareness around stainless steel and more utilization. So I wanted to understand that how is the domestic market doing, because we are in the midst of a capex recovery and we see some sort of, rural demand strengthening. And so just wanted your thoughts on how.
So we're extremely bullish on the Indian demand. Okay. Over the last few years, what we have seen is that with, let's say, these geopolitical tensions, with trade barriers now coming in, export is becoming even more restricted. But we're extremely thankful to the government because of the push that they've given in various sectors, especially infrastructure. We're extremely bullish on the domestic demand. Like stainless steel in India is growing at 10%, which is faster than any other metal. Along with that, our company also wants to grow at the same pace. So in every aspect of the country, from infra to automotive, railway transportation to process industries, we're extremely positive on that. Certain policies that the government is also changing where they focus on life cycle costing. That before any project, you need to do the life cycle costing of the material, what benefit it has, what cost saving you can do. When that happens, stainless steel is a clear winner, which is why in a lot of government projects, they are recommending that stainless steel should be used. So for example, now 30 kilometers from the coast, all railway projects are required to use stainless steel.
And how is the international market doing? China is obviously going through a glut and overproduction. So how is it for you amidst this Trump tariff issue?
So we definitely, there has been a dip in our exports over the last 3 to 4 years. But because of our long customer relationship that we have, we are still catering to all of them. Because like I said, we are the biggest supplier to Gillette globally. We're part of every auto company, every auto component major we are part of. So those supply chains we cannot break. So even despite there has been a dip, our strategic customers are important markets which are US, Germany, Italy, basically Europe. We're still going to continue to serve. We are now expanding our reach. So earlier we were catering mainly to US and Europe. Now with the challenges coming in those markets, we've expanded into Middle East, we've expanded into South America. We're very proud to say that we're now able to supply into Japan also, which has always been a very, I would say, nationalist kind of economy where they want to support more local producers. But because of our quality, because of our strength, we've been able to break through in Japan as well.
And this whole tariff war with this, 25% tariff on steel, etc., is that a worry? I'm sure it's a worry.
No, it's a big worry. It's still to see how it plays out. But there are two angles that we're looking at. Definitely more dumping in India, which is a big concern because more and more tariffs in other countries, and like we said, China has overcapacity. So India becomes a clear dumping ground for them because market is there. India is growing. There is only 7.5 basic custom duty, which is very minimal for a country like China. So India becomes a dumping ground for them, which already they are. The other positive side to it is that this 25% duty that Trump has come on steel, stainless steel, aluminium, on India, it was there since his first term. So it's continuing for us. Now, actually what happens is, because this duty is now on everybody else, we get a level playing field against all other importers into the US. So it's still, I would say, because it's just fairly new, it's still to be seen how it plays out. But we are quite confident that our sales into the US should increase now.
And let me also pick your brains on China. One of the things we were keen on understanding was that, with China facing so much of trouble, there's overproduction, the US is looking at more tariffs, etc. Can India beat China in terms of steel production and capture a higher share of the market?
No, we definitely can. See, China over the long term has built so much capacity, they have so much strength that it's not going to be easy. But with a little bit of government support, I think we definitely can. All Indian companies at a cost to cost level, we are as competitive as any company in the world. And that is an effort that we continuously make to further reduce our cost, improve our quality. It is only that because of certain factors like our logistic cost being high, the cost of capital being high in India, certain higher restrictions are there environmentally, that puts us as a back foot against China. So in these fronts, like I think the PM Gati Shakti plan, that will go a long way in reducing our logistic costs, which will again make us more competitive against Chinese producers. So we are already very competitive. A little bit of support comes, we can take the market share. And Indian companies, Jindal Stainless, again at a quality level, at a trust level, is seen higher than Chinese companies. So that is why they always want some dealing, some kind of relationship with us over some Chinese companies.
And moving back to Jindal Stainless, you're in the midst of a huge capacity expansion. You have about 5,500 crores of capex plans. You have an Indonesia plant which is coming up. Can you tell us more about this?
So over the last 3 to 4 years, actually, we felt that with the growth, like I shared in India coming in, with the government also spending in the right areas, we're very bullish on the stainless steel story. And we've expanded. Basically, we took our capacity, which was 2 million, is now 3 million in India. Then we felt that at a 3 million size, we needed some raw material security, which is why we went to Indonesia for our nickel investments. We secured certain nickel resources there. Along with that, we're also investing in a 1.2 million ton stainless steel capacity in Indonesia, because there we are at the heart of nickel. Again, our goal always is to be the lowest cost producer, and that decision or that direction was in line with this. And apart from that, also looking at the kind of growth we see coming in infrastructure, we went and acquired a long product company. This was our first entry into long products as a stainless steel player, and the main focus is to support the growth of infra through stainless steel rebars. And again, why we feel stainless steel rebars is a good substitute to mild steel rebar is because again it offers corrosion resistant properties. So one thing that we've all seen over the last multiple years, lot of our bridges, lot of our infrastructure has fallen, there's been loss of life, and the main reason for that is maintenance is not done properly or it's not focused on properly. So now when you switch to stainless steel, the requirement A, your lifespan increases. So if a mild steel gives you 5 years, stainless steel will minimum give you 15 to 20 years. Plus the amount of maintenance required is close to minimal. So that's what the government has realized. It is better to go for a sustainable material that lasts long, that ensures safety of our people. So this was the reason why we went and acquired this unit. And it was just last year that we acquired, and every quarter on quarter we're able to increase our capacity and tonnage also.
And I was also reading your Q3 investor transcript where you've spoken a lot about renewable energy and, how you're using that to kind of tackle the carbon tax issue in Europe. So could you give us a sense of, what the company is doing?
Absolutely. That's a good point you took up, because being a export, 30% of output that we would like to export, Europe was always a keen focus market for us. And since this whole CBAM, carbon border adjustment mechanism started, we knew that being an industry leader, being a player that our customers depend on internationally also, we had to go in line with that, which is why we took a call to spend close to 700 to 800 crores to increase our renewable capacity. And now any expansion that the company does will be backed through renewable energy. And in the same way, so we went for a hybrid of solar and wind for all our renewable requirements. And we were also the first stainless steel company in India to go for a hydrogen plant. So that we went for a pilot plant in our Hisar unit, which has done phenomenally well for us. And now already we're planning to quadruple that capacity. So we're increasing the capacity in Hisar also, and we'll go for a close to 2000 NMQ capacity for our Jajpur unit.
So roughly how much of your products will be manufactured using renewable?
You can say close to, after all our investments are complete, almost I can say 70% of our capacity will be back through renewable.
Oh, that's huge.
Yes, because we definitely feel we want to be a sustainable player. We want to be part of the global economy where we're focused on protecting the future for our people. Global warming is a clear threat that we're all seeing. So it's not only from the CBAM perspective, but it's also being a global citizen that we would like to keep our country and our world as clean and green as possible.
So I also wanted to understand that, in the domestic industry, who do you think are your, competitors? Because when we think of stainless steel, there are not too many players in the market. And also if you could give us a sense of, the kind of entry barriers there are in the industry and how do people overcome them, yes.
So definitely, like you said, our biggest rival, there are a few. There is even SAIL that has a stainless steel plant. There are some other smaller players. But the biggest rival and the biggest threat for us is actually imports at the moment. And substandard, subsidized imports is what our challenge is. Because what is happening is they're importing stainless steel, but they're importing it in a wrong grade that gets used for an application which fails, which ends up giving stainless steel a bad name. So it's actually the unorganized, subsidized and substandard import that is our biggest threat, if I can say. So entry barriers, it's the same as I would say in steel as well. The only difference between steel and stainless steel is that stainless steel applications are a little more surface oriented, surface dependent. So the quality requirements in stainless steel are a lot more. The kind of raw materials we deal with as compared to steel are more in number and more volatile. So like in steel, the basic thing that they need to focus on is iron ore and coal, coking coal, thermal coal. Whereas we have to focus on iron ore, coking coal, coal, nickel, chromium, magnesium. So there are numerous amount of raw materials that we need to deal with heavy volatility. And nickel's kind of raw material is not even there in the country. So the challenges are a little more for players to enter the steel industry, but I think it's something that I welcome. It's something that we need more producers to, again, create more awareness in the market, increase the usage of stainless steel. I would say negotiate with the government also that there is enough capacity, enough strength within the country. Let's not be dependent on imports. So I welcome more and more competition.
And lastly, you're also helming the Indian Chamber of Commerce, and yes, so you're one of the young business leaders who decided to take on a role in the industry. And so, what are your key priorities, and what are your key asks from the government, if I may ask?
So we kept the theme constant because the theme for the last 2 years that we've been running at ICC is getting India ready at 2047, and I think that's such a powerful theme with so much work to be done that maybe even for the next few years, I see ICC carrying this forward. The basic ask, as always, is because being an industry body, we cover a plethora of industries. So not only metal mining, but across the board. And one of the key focus areas that we want to take up is startups. We want to take focus on green economy. We want to focus on taxation policies. So these are the niche areas that we will try to focus on, try to make an impact, try to make a difference. And the other effort that we're trying to make with ICC again is make it a national body. So always ICC was seen more Eastern focused, which is why they would not get as much recognition, if I can say, in national body. But now with the efforts that we are making, now that we're engaging across the board, with every state, with central ministries, ICC definitely has been able to raise its image. They've done a phenomenal job internationally. We have close to 27 international offices. We have got tie-ups with Eurobank. We've got tie-up with multiple family offices internationally also, which will again benefit our members abroad and our members domestically to kind of connect at a global level. So it's definitely something very exciting. It's something new that I have taken. It's exciting and it's challenging at the same time.
Wow. So on that note, thank you so much and we wish you all the very best.
Thank you, Surbi. Thank you so much.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe. If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.